Hello everyone, I'm Adam Brown and this is Shell Point Today for the weekend of September 12th, 13th, and 14th. On today's show, we'll get a pictorial preview of the upcoming outing to the Cirque du Soleil show Verikai coming to the Germain Arena. But first, we want to remind you that Friday is the kickoff day for the new Latin size dance class. It's a great way to join in the fun of dancing the cha-cha, merengue, rumba, salsa, and more, all while gaining great fitness benefits. All are welcome to move to the music during the Latin size programs that will be held each Friday this month at 2:30 in the Island Health Club. If you have any questions about this new group, contact Carol Ashley of Coquina at 768-5213. Speaking of being light on your feet, the Saturday DVD will have you feeling completely weightless. It's the Academy Award-winning space drama, Gravity, starring Sandra Bullock and George Clooney. It's a heart-pounding thriller that pulls you into the infinite and unforgiving realm of deep space, with stunning visual effects and great performances by two fine actors. The film will be shown twice at 2 p.m. and again at 7 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands. If you enjoy stunning visual effects, there is another opportunity coming up that doesn't require a trip to space. And the stunning visuals will happen in real life right in front of you. The spectacle that is Cirque du Soleil is coming here to our own Germain Arena. The show is called Verikai and involves a deep forest, a volcano, a story of adventure, and as always in a Cirque du Soleil show, an extraordinary kaleidoscopic world populated by fantastical creatures performing spectacular feats. This promises to be an event of enchanting amazement. To give you a taste of what this experience will be like, we've prepared a visual preview for you. Verikai will happen on Friday, September 26th. That's 2 weeks away. Tickets and transportation are $61 with court pickup starting at 2:45 p.m., with the return approximately at 7 o'clock p.m. Coming up, we are going to replay some of the best stories from earlier this week on Shell Point Today. But before we do that, let's cover all of this weekend's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church news.
Hi, Shell Point. I'm Bev Chandley, and this is Mary Franklin, and we're here to do the weekend edition of the Shell Point Happenings segment. Now, we'll find out what's going on all weekend long here at Shell Point. We're going to start Friday with 8:15 to 11:30, the Stamp Ministry down in the tunnel in the Stamp Room. Also from 8:30 to 11:30, we have the Friday Marketplace in the Administration Courtyard. Make sure you head down there to do a little shopping. 9 o'clock, we have the men's round robin doubles tennis at the tennis courts. At 9:30, we have canasta and samba at the second floor of the Woodlands Commons. If you enjoy genealogy, they'll be in the Sable Room at 10 o'clock. At 10:15, the Model Yacht Sailing Club will be at the Woodland Commons Lake. We're going to jump to the afternoon for our 12:30 mixed progressive bridge game at the Woodlands in the game room. 1:15, we have advanced table tennis. That'll be down in the Tarpon room. Also, the quilters will be in the Osprey room at 1:15. At 1:30, there'll be Vespers at the community room of the Arbor. 2 o'clock, we have Bid Euchre. That'll be played at the Sable room down at the Woodlands. 2:30, we have Latin size down in the health club. So if you're feeling energetic, head on down there and try that new form of exercise. Also at 2:30, we have Vespers in the community room of King's Crown. We have our last Vespers for the day at the Springs, and this will be at 3:30. And at 6:45, it's game night in the Resident Activity Center. That's always an active, fun group, so head on down there and see what you can have fun doing that night. Okay, here's Mary for Saturday's lineup.
Well, Saturday should be full of fun activities, and do we have opportunities for you to have a lot of fun today? We start out at 8 o'clock with the game of pickleball at the pickleball courts outside the Resident Activity Center. And we head to the tennis courts for round-robin doubles tennis at 8, and then men's double and women's doubles at 9:30. We head inside for a game now, the game of duplicate bridge in the Manatee Room at 9:45. Chess in the Library Lounge at 1, and Scrabble at 1:15 in the Library Lounge as well. Also at 1:15, table tennis will be played in the Tarpon Room. At 2 o'clock, you can take in a movie. The movie today is Gravity. It's a 2013 movie, and we'll be showing that in the Grand Cypress Room in the Woodlands. At 3:15, basic line dancing will take place in the Island Health Club. And duplicate bridge will be played at 6:30 in the Manatee Room. And if you didn't catch the 2 o'clock show because you were so busy with all the fun activities, you can catch the 7 o'clock show, Gravity, in the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands. Well, we had a fun Saturday. Bev, what happens on Sunday?
Well, we have a few things going on today, and not a whole lot, but we have a few. We have a 9 o'clock morning worship service at the Grand Cypress Room at the Woodlands. And at 11 o'clock, we have also a morning worship service at the Grand Cypress Room. And we have a 6:15 evening service at the Social Center. And that's it for Sunday. Well, we're wishing you a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back here next week.
Hello, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Friday and the weekend. On Friday at 8:30, court pickup begins on the island with Academy on the Go #1 to Captiva Island for the History and Gallery for those who have signed up. I'd like to tell you about some new classes coming next week. On Monday, Russ Cray of Oakmont will be teaching Making Word Work. On Tuesday, Professor Adrian Kerr will teach the history of the Olympian Games. On Thursday, Christy Anders from the Sanibel Captiva Conservation Foundation will join us to discuss the ABCs of birds.
Menus for your weekend. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is a shrimp skewer with yellow rice and Caribbean vegetables. The dinner special is the seafood buffet for $15.95, and the soup of the day is New England clam chowder. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Friday, the special is a grilled ham and turkey sandwich with Swiss and chips for $7.25. The dinner special is Chef's Choice for $8.25. The Crystal Room is closed on Saturdays. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Saturday, the special is a Sloppy Joe with fries for $7.25. The dinner special is a grilled pork chop with gorgonzola, mashed potatoes, and mixed vegetables for $8.25. On Sunday, the Crystal Room features its Sunday brunch for $17.50. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Sunday, the special is a ham, egg, and cheese croissant with fresh fruit for $7.25. The dinner special is Chef's Choice for $8.25. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, welcome to Village Church Connections. I'm Andy Hawkins, the senior pastor of the Village Church, and I'm here today to talk about and preview our weekend worship services. You know, we're coming down the home stretch in the whole renovation process, and we've just got a few weeks left in which we are having our worship services elsewhere outside of the church sanctuary, and so we still have morning worship services in the Grand Cypress Room at 9 and 11 a.m., and then an evening worship service at 6:15 on the island in the Social Center. And this week, we're back into our series on the book of Hebrews, which is entitled The Superior Christ. And it's interesting as we have looked at that extraordinary book which highlights the person and work of our Lord Jesus so very well. We recognize as well that book is a sermon. And as a sermon, it actually includes some very pointed exhortations and admonitions. And we're coming up in our study of this particular book on one of the most significant of those admonitions and exhortations. We're coming up and fast approaching chapter 6 of the book of Hebrews. Now, for those of you that perhaps are well acquainted with the Bible and know something about the nature of the church, you might recognize that chapter 6 in the book of Hebrews is one of the most controversial passages in the entire book and perhaps even in the entire New Testament. It raises issues like eternal security, the relationship of the Jewish believer and Gentile believers. Those kinds of things are really addressed and come to the surface in chapter 6. And it's very difficult to interpret that passage very well. But it's interesting to me, I don't think it's all that difficult to interpret and to understand that passage, because that passage doesn't really begin in chapter 6. It actually begins a few verses earlier at the end of chapter 5. And so we're going to start with the end of chapter 5 and have a message entitled, Have You Become Dull? Because that's the introduction really into that more controversial passage in chapter 6. And I can tell you that once you understand the last few verses of chapter 5, chapter 6 is really not that difficult. So we're going to begin to explore that particular section in which the author of the book of Hebrews doesn't pull any punches. He calls a spade a spade. And this is not a passage for the faint of heart. He takes it right to the jugular and to see what you're really made of. And so this is one of those kinds of passages that I think that you'll find intriguing. And I hope that you'll join us in one way or another, either by television or in person, to receive the instruction of the Word on Sunday morning. And then Sunday evening, we're in a series that really has to do with preparing ourselves spiritually to return to our sanctuary. You know, as we've gone through this renovation project, we've had to make a lot of adjustments, not only in location, but also in some of the ways in which we've done ministry, those kinds of things. And I've been really proud of the congregation and how we have been able to make those adjustments and have gone through that process in a very encouraging way. Well, it really isn't much different when you transition back into that new sanctuary or the renovated sanctuary, because obviously there are other transitions to make as well, and we need to be well prepared spiritually to do so. And so last week we began a series using the parables of Jesus that relate to preparation. And so we're going to be looking at another one of the parables this week and helping us to prepare for the time very soon in which we'll be entering that newly renovated sanctuary. We hope to be back in the first part of October, so keep your eyes on the calendar, keep watching Village Church Connections, take a look at Shell Point Life, all of those ways of communicating to find out exactly when we'll return to the Village Church Sanctuary. Well, I hope we'll see you soon, and I hope that you are encouraged by the work and ministry of the Village Church.
Now it's time to replay some of the best stories from earlier this week on Shell Point Today. We got a tech tip from Penny Modrich about keeping up with updates.
Hi, I'm Penny Modrich. I live in Nautilus, and I teach in T3. Today I have a tech tip for you. Updates. Updates to apps are changes that the designers of the app have found necessary to make. They may include such important changes as fixes to bugs that have been found and reported by users like yourself, or changes that had to be made to keep up with operating system changes. It is important that these updates are allowed to be made to your apps to keep them working properly. Your devices can be set to automatically keep your apps updated. What you do is you just go to your settings, select iTunes and App Store, and then make sure that the updates is turned on and it'll show up green. It's that simple.
We got an introduction to the new Easy Access Patient Portal from Carol Clark and Tara Hazard.
Hi everyone, I'm Terry Coleth. I'm here today with two very special people, Tara Hazard, Shell Point's informatics specialist, and Dr. Carol Clark, our ARNP and our own medical center. And we're talking about something brand new for Shell Point that you're going to be very curious about. It's called Patient Portal, or Easy Access. And we're talking about a way you can come and find out more information in the Academy of Lifelong Learning. Thank you for joining me, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
All right, Patient Portal Easy Access, brand new to us. What is that, Tara?
The Patient Portal is an online 24/7 way for residents to access their healthcare information, and they can communicate with their healthcare team at the medical center. It is HIPAA secure and government certified, so you can feel comfortable in that there's a security involved in this new product.
Okay, we've all heard some of those words that you're talking about, and now we're going to bring it home to Shell Point. And why are we doing this at Shell Point, Carol? Why are we doing this at Shell Point, and why now?
Well, actually, there's a huge historical piece to this story. For the last 30 years, the officials in health at the highest levels in our government have been crying out that our healthcare costs have just expanded exponentially. And yet we had some of the lowest outcomes in the world for wellness, even though we had the highest per capita costs. So actually we've had this language going on among healthcare think tanks for many, many years that we have to get to a better place with people taking individual responsibility for health. Well, those things were all good and well, but then came the question, how are we going to know that we're doing it? So the government has put some things in place that we actually are complying with. It's called meaningful use, and an aspect of that is that we have a mechanism for patients and their families to communicate with providers 24/7, as Tara mentioned.
So we know there's a need. There's been a need historically for quite a while for that communication, but no real way that the patient could control it.
Right.
So now Shell Point is kind of on the forefront with making this a reality.
Yes, especially in the CCRC environment. We really are probably leaders in that area of information technology.
Okay, what are the advantages for Shell Point?
One of the things that the portal does, it allows the processes within the medical center itself to be streamlined. So the providers are doing care and putting into their software product information that is critical health elements about this patient. That can be communicated easily and quickly to a referral source, and the resident can easily and quickly access that information rather than waiting days to get requests for medical records. They can go online and see the kinds of things about their health care or the health information that's being stored on them and make certain that it's correct, download it, take it with them to somewhere else. So they have a very immediate way of communicating with the healthcare team when something's not right or they have questions about what they see.
So not only do we have this need to communicate that Carol has mentioned, to cut costs, to streamline and communicate, we also have medical specialties, and we have patients going from one doctor to another doctor. How do they communicate? How do we make sure that they're communicating what we understand, and how do we give feedback? Is feedback going to be a possibility?
Yes, absolutely. Possibly in the future there could be surveys, but the resident is free to send a communication through the portal immediately.
To their physician.
It goes to the medical team, and the physician gets it after that.
So I can see the advantage for the resident then. They get their information, they can respond. For instance, if your doctor says, I want to know your blood pressure readings for a couple of days, can the patient put that in?
Yes.
Yeah. Instead of waiting, calling, people translating to other people. All right, now I hear that there's a blue button. What is that all about?
The blue button is kind of the government's way of giving patients an identifier to say, this is yours. So most products, like our patient portal that even other doctors would have a blue button. It's a quick, easy way for an individual to just basically push the blue button, and up comes a summary of all their health critical elements. It would have their problems listed. It would have their medications listed. It would have the lab values. It could have any number of different things. It'll have their allergies on there. So with one button, they get this summary and history, and then they can download it, print it, and make sure that it's correct, hand it to someone else, emergency team, or just another physician that they want to see.
Or talk to their family.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, this is information you might want to know about me. So blue button, that's something we do on our computer.
Yep, it's literally a little blue button, and it says blue button right on it.
Can't miss it.
You can't miss it.
It's fabulous. What else are we going to cover in this class?
We're going to review the procedures for how to do this, and it's really all for the purpose of improving care coordination, reducing medical errors, improving privacy and security, and in the end, we hope it shows that we're taking credit for wellness management and responsibility for your own health through a documented means.
Well, as always, I want to take a few minutes on behalf of our community to say, I know this doesn't just happen. A lot of people work on this to make it happen, and you represent two of the people on the forefront. So we're grateful, as always, for what you do on our behalf. Thank you. And you would be silly to miss this opportunity to come and find out all about the patient portal and easy access. Both of these people will be there to share information with you Tuesday, September 23rd from 1 to 2:30 in the Grand Cypress Room. Come and find out what it's all about and how it's really easy access.
We went over to the Island Salon to hear about massage from Robin Church.
Hi, my name is Robin Church, and I'm the salon manager here at Shell Point. And today I am in the massage room in the Island Salon. And as you can see, this is just a beautiful, tranquil, peaceful space, which is just puts the icing on the cake for a fabulous massage treatment. Massage is meant to be very relaxing, and it's also very therapeutic. If you have any sore muscles or joints, our massage therapists are trained to know just what to do to alleviate that pressure. A lot of times maybe it's a nerve that's pinched because there's some swelling in the muscle. And by working and massaging that muscle, it helps to reduce the inflammation and release that nerve. When you release that pinching of the nerve, your pain goes away. This is especially true with sciatica pain. That is always that sciatica nerve and that muscle that swells around that nerve as it comes out. And that's a deep, deep muscle and deep nerve. So that can be very painful. But our massage therapists know just what to do. Each and every massage treatment is your own personalized treatment. We don't just do a Swedish massage or a deep tissue massage, although we could. But most people, what they really need is something customized to fit their needs. Maybe they'd like a little Swedish massage on their feet or their arms, but then they need something a little deeper on their legs or their shoulders. And so each and every massage, again, is customized to fit the needs of each of our customers. If you've never tried massage here at Shell Point, I invite you to do so. They are both wonderful. We have Marianne and Robert who are here to serve you. They are available Tuesday through Saturday. We have someone here. Massages are $35 for a half hour or $65 for an hour. And again, within that time, they customize it just for you. So if you'd like to make that appointment you've been procrastinating, please give us a call at 489-8400. Thanks, and make it a great day.
Cheryl Cooper told us about how rubber bands can help keep you healthy.
I'm Mary Franklin with the Health Connection to talk about an upcoming program on Tuesday, September 16th at 10:45 in the Social Center. The presentation is Not Your Ordinary Rubber Band. And you know who the presenter is? It's not an ordinary person. It's our wonderful fitness coordinator, Cheryl Cooper. And if you know Cheryl, you know she's always running around, and that's why I'm waiting around here for her.
Mary, here I am.
Cheryl, I knew you would be right on time. I know you're always running class to class. And I am so excited that you are taking time out of your busy schedule to do an educational program for our residents here at Shell Point. And it's on rubber bands?
Rubber bands and tubing, but not this kind of tube. It's actually on this kind of tube. And it's amazing what you can do with an ordinary tube just like this and exercise all by yourself anywhere you can find room. And I'm going to demonstrate several different exercises that are really easy and really nice to use so that you're not hurting your joints or any of your parts of your body. So it's going to be a great class using tubes and then, oh yes, thank you, not your ordinary rubber band. And the bands are also as easy to use as the tubing. So I would like for you to come join my class in the Social Center on Tuesday, September the 16th at 10:45, whether you are any type of fitness level. It doesn't matter if you can sit, stand, or what have you. I will make sure when you come to my class that you will be able to use one of these pieces of equipment, and I will explain to you how to work them in a nice, easy manner. And if you have somebody that helps you, please bring your aide with you so they can learn how to do it as well, and you can do these simple exercises with them or on your own. So please come meet me in the Social Center at 10:45 on September the 16th. All you have to do is sign up at one of the desks, and I will see you then.
Well, I told you she was extraordinary. She said it all. I'm Mary Franklin with the Health Connection. Make it a happy and healthy day.
We took a look back at a recent Shell Point trip to Switzerland with this photographic review. We met Security Officer Don Teal, who recently entertained for a dinner at the Crystal Room. He shared with us his life with the piano.
Hi, I'm Don Teal. Currently, I'm a security guard working for Securitas, which keeps the people safe, and we try to take care of them here on the island and throughout all of Shell Point. But I'm basically a California boy, born, raised, had my career, 2 careers actually. I was raised and trained to be a concert pianist, which I am. But I am at heart also a lawman. I'm retired California Highway Patrol. I was injured. I've been medically retired on 3 separate occasions with the department. And so we moved to Florida, and I needed some outside work, and I just got into the security work. I love to be with people, and certainly I'm a trained observer. So that's why I'm here at this point. When I was a little tiny boy, my mother was the organist at the Church of the Open Door in Los Angeles. Very famous, large church. One of the greatest gospel tenors of all time was there, Norman Nelson. And, but anyway, my mom, she was not just a performer, she was a teacher, and piano, organ, and accordion. And I was the only one of her 4 boys that took to the keyboard. I started at the age of 4.5, and I've been sitting here ever since. At the age of 16, I had performed twice with the San Diego Symphony Orchestra. And I had some great opportunities at that point to go to other parts of the world and to study and train. But I had other things in my life, mainly my family. And I made the decision, I did not want to go on the road as a concert pianist for my life. My main goal was to get married, have children, be a stay-at-home dad. Although I never stopped performing, ever. I've played all over the state of California, a little into Nevada. I love law enforcement. I was born to be a warrior. 1965 to 69, during the Vietnam era, I was in the Air Force. I heard that the Air Force Band of the Midwest was stationed at Chinook. They just happened to need a piano player. I got permission to audition. I did that, and they took me. So the first 11 months of my Air Force career, I played in the dance band, the concert band, and in the parades. We marched parades all over from Michigan to Texas. I can't tell you how much I loved it. I was changed into athletics, recreation and athletics, And I was sent to Anchorage, Alaska. And I was a lifeguard at the big, gigantic indoor pool and recreation area. That's what I did. I had buddies who had got, a good friend of mine who had gotten killed in Vietnam while he was there. I was a lifeguard at the indoor pool in Anchorage, Alaska. During the time with the Air Force, I went in, I won the Air Force talent competition. And it just, this was, I was up in Anchorage at the time. And Art Linkletter, who most of you will remember, his show was touring the world, military bases. They found out about what I had done, and they invited me to perform on their show. So I got to meet the great man, Art Linkletter. I performed on his show. Oh, up in Alaska. I got to play on the incredible Baldwin, like this is, that Liberace used when he toured Alaska. And if you can hear me play boogie, all you'll think is that Liberace? I heard him a couple times in person, up close and personal. Greatest piano player that ever lived. Not the greatest artist. The man loved to play Chopin. He couldn't get near Chopin. He just couldn't do it. When my mom passed away, I couldn't play in church for almost 3 years because I hear the organ and I cry. You can't do that. But I've had the dual career. Matter of fact, while in Los Angeles as a highway patrol, one of my lieutenants was a big wheel around the Los Angeles area with Kiwanis and Rotary and all of those things. And he would be called the guest speaker at some of these occasions. And so the lieutenant would come in, and I have to tell you this, in Glendale, California, the last time I performed there, he was the guest speaker, and he put up the 88 key notes of the highway patrol. Well, there just happened to be 88 notes on a piano. And I drove in the patrol car, full uniform, my gun belt and everything, even my baton. And we had a nice luncheon, and he got up to speak. And after his presentation, he called me up on stage. There just happened to be a piano on stage. He introduced me and said, "This man can play the piano." And I took off my gun belt, laid it on the floor, and had the opportunity to just blow those guys away. It was so much fun, and I've been able to do that. So I thank the good Lord for that and the life in music. And I think the best compliment I ever received in music was at one of the churches I attended for years. After a concert with Mom and I, a lady who, they were a middle-aged couple, she brought her husband up, and he was a giant bear of a man. He had a beard, and he was just what you'd picture as a mountain man. He never said one word to me, but she said, "I cannot thank you enough for your music." She said, "You are the only entertainer." Singing? I was a professional singer for a while till I lost my voice. Breaks my heart. But she said, "Whether you're singing or playing the piano, you're the only entertainer that's ever made this man cry." And I have to tell you, that's the finest, especially in a church performance. So that's it with my music career. Now I'm way too old. I'm all broken up. Been medically retired 3 times from the highway patrol. But now at this stage of my life, 68 and counting, I'm going to push my music career, and I'm going to do my best with the Lord's help to touch the hearts of the people I have the privilege of playing for.
Well, that's it for this week. We're glad you joined us for our show. Tune in again next week for more news and stories from around your community. Until then, this is ShellPoint Today for the weekend of September 12th, 13th, and 14th. I'm Adam Brown, and for all of us here at ShellPoint TV, we hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday.